right, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of Behind the Beard podcast. I am your host, The Beard. Today's co-host is Gunstar Chaos
What's up?
and DocCupCake.
Hey, what's up?
How you guys doing tonight?
Very good.
I've been better, but I'm here.
There you go, yeah. Today we have Tim Dog on the show. He's been on many podcasts. I'm sure most of you have heard of him. He's big in the Xbox community. Just in case somebody haven't heard of you, Tim, why don't you go ahead and give us a brief background, what you do, the podcast you're on, let people know where to hear you, and so on.
I'm pretty much, my main thing is Twitter. That's where I started. You could follow me by just searching Tim and then space dog. You'll see a big Xbox guy with green, and that's me. I go on a bunch of podcasts. I love each and every one of them for what, each in different ways. I go on BGST on Sunday, start the week off. Then I go on TXR. It's a late night show on Monday with my good friend South, Rand, Jeremy. Doc is on too. And then I do PKTK Blam, which is a fun show, Saturday nights about 8 o'clock. And also do Thursday nights. It's the longest podcast, 3 hours, sometimes 4. It's tough sometimes because it's just, guys with, I go there to learn, to be honest, because these guys are very smart. That's Xbox Uncut. .com. That's I go every Thursday night. So that's me, and I just try to, be good for the community and just help the community, try to, be a part of this all, and that's me.
Yeah, and I have to say you're big in the community, and a lot of your tweets, I go to you for information sometimes rather than on these websites. So I appreciate what you do. But that's not exactly why we brought you on the show today. Me and you decided to do something called the Xbox Diet. And so I figured we could bring you on. We'll talk a little bit about that, what we're doing, and why we decided to do that. So we're on day 5 right now. It's been completely amazing. Starting it was a little rough. Getting started is the hardest part to do. I'm sure you can agree.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you been doing that's helped you this week?
Me, I'm just not indulging. I'm a type of guy that, I grew up, I don't know. I grew up with a single mom, and sometimes food was hard to come by. And, I always said to myself, when I get my, way, I'm just going to indulge. And I kind of live like that. I tie that into food a lot, because I'll just be the type of guy that'll go out for wings with the football team or just do whatever, just fun stuff, 100%, balls to the wall. That's me. But it's just about saying no to me. It's just about saying, don't have that Reese's Pieces, don't have that, soda. Soda's a killer of mine. I love Coke. It's just say no, and it's it's a way of life. So for me, that's the way I interpret it. So it's just about just being in that habit of being good, and you brought it up to me. Like maybe we could do something that are the fans to not let the fans down, and I knew where you were going with it, and I thought it was a great idea, and here we are. So far, your support has been great. I just know that I don't want to screw up, and I know that you don't know that you want to don't screw up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we got that going. So it's good, and we both want to go to E3 if we're invited, and just see how good we've done. And keep the I think we can have one rock and fish dinner. But other than that, get back on the thing, get go, because this is, like you said, it's for our kids, and that struck with me, because that's really why I where you live, when you get older. It's like, it's just for your kids. And he's right, live longer. If we both go at the same rate we're going, we're going to be dead soon. So it's just, it's life. And I just think that it's great that we're day 5 and this is, it feels like it just started. And I'm very happy that that you came up with the idea and that I'm on this because, it's just I'm happy because it's so far. I've been drinking water with lemon and I like it. You know what I mean? So you get used to things.
Yeah, and we are just getting started, but like you said, it becomes a way of life. If I'm being honest, it's an addiction. I don't care what anybody says. Eating is an addiction. Just, I mean, as bad as drugs sometimes for some people.
Yeah.
For me, I was a little chubby growing up. And then I had lost weight before. I had lost 80 pounds, and I was running, and I was just living life. Like I made a bucket list. Like I wanted to play rugby, so I played rugby. I ran in a mini marathon. I was just running all the time, and then I had back issues, so I had a back surgery, and then 4 months after the surgery, I was back at work, and then 3 months after that, I was in a car wreck, which messed my back up again. So I had another back surgery, and the weight just came on and piled on. And I don't ever feel like I was depressed, sitting in a dark room, wishing I would die. There was nothing like that, but I had to have been depressed, right? Everything that I've gone through, losing my job, gaining all my weight back. There had to have been some kind of depression there. And so I'm just glad that we got started. For me, starting is the hardest part. Once you get started, it's a way of life. It's just routine. And then, like you said, having the support from not only you, but the Twitter community. I didn't want, I wanted to put it out there for all the followers and the people that watch us to so I wouldn't fail.
Yes.
And actually, there's been, 2, 3, 4 people that were like, hey, can I do this too? And, absolutely. Like, Doc was pumping iron the other day. Like he's ready to go, like people are like, yes, let's do this. Like, let's meet up at E3 if we all get invited and let's just celebrate. And I think that's great. If I didn't do it to change anybody's life but mine, but if other people want to jump on, I'm all for it. Like, I've never expected people to jump on and be like, hey, can we do this with you? But, the more the merrier. Like, let's do this. This can be a community thing. We can all get healthier for ourselves and our family. And, it can just be great.
So what is the Xbox that if somebody wanting to jump on?
Basically, I think it varies for different people. For me and Tim, I'll speak on my behalf. For me, it's going to be, obviously, I'm going to be using Xbox Fitness with my Kinect. So that's where Xbox comes into play. Xbox comes into play because we're going to meet at E3 if we get invited by Xbox and meet up. And so it could be a bunch of different things for different people, but that's what it is for me. I'm going to be using Xbox Fitness as a tool to lose weight, along with DDP yoga and portion control and counting my calories. That's what I'm doing. So that's what Xbox diet is to me. What is it for you, Tim?
Pretty much the same. I mean, it's also just, about, for me, it's really the E3 thing because I know that when I see you and you see me, it'll be a good experience. You know what I mean? So for me, it's good for the community. I want to try to connect and see what it offers too. I have space to do it. The first week I'm really just, trying to just not eat and just getting myself not where I'm, just dying for food or bad food, which I'm doing good. And I want to incorporate that type of stuff too. It's a great idea. It's a good product, and why not? You know what I mean? So for me though, mainly it's about that E3. I think it would be it's a good thing just to know what we did, whatever day it will be, it'll be a cool experience.
I'm just right now. I'm going to eat clean. I'm going to do portion control. I haven't done any exercise this week for the simple fact that I want to focus on one thing because I didn't want to put too much on my plate, for lack of better words, and then be like, oh, I can't do this and I can't exercise, so I just quit. So I'm going to focus on nutrition this week. Monday, I'm starting exercise, and then and just take off from there.
Well,
Yeah.
see, it's really good. I mean, I've been trying since E3, to lose weight on my own and everything else and being held accountable. But I mean, I'm down 33 pounds
Oh,
from
congratulations.
thanks. It's just, I've had to curtail the diet and I mean, I with the injuries and that stuff, I can't do what I want, but I'm walking, pumping iron, doing the things that need to be. But when I saw you guys posting your stuff, I was like, okay, this is my goal, I was like,
Yeah.
let's do this, it gives me that little drive, it's like I posted that picture today. It's, having the courage to start, it's not about finishing, but
Yeah.
starting.
It's so true. For us, it's true. It seems
Yeah.
like.
Well,
You
dude,
know?
I love food. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll eat a whole case of Oreos in a heartbeat. Don't get me wrong. I love Oreos and cake and
Yeah.
If I remember right,
burgers.
you eat a whole plate of cupcakes too.
Oh yeah, I'll eat cupcake all day long. I don't
You
care.
like the sweets.
Oh, I love the sweets. That's my thing,
Yeah.
and I can drink a case of soda in a day, no problem.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
so. It's just a change of mentality, and I'm getting excited about getting healthy and the possibility of living a longer, healthier life.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited. So
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Hopefully, I mean, I'm going to LA in June regardless if I get invited to E3 or not. For the simple fact that I want to meet up with the people that want to do this. So
Yeah.
I'll be in LA regardless, celebrating and having dinner with whoever shows up. And if anybody wants to jump on with us, you're more than welcome. Hit us up on Twitter, let us know, take some before and after pictures, and let's get the ball rolling.
It's true. Good idea.
All right, next we got Minecraft. I don't know how many of you played. I know Doc plays the crap out of it with me. But it just came out on the Wii U for $29 yesterday.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that price tag kind of surprised me, considering I've bought it 15 times on
Mm-hmm.
360 and Xbox One, and Xbox does a great job. If you've bought it before, it's only $5 on whatever. But
Well, the price, I mean, you gotta understand, price for PC is $26.95. If you've never owned it before. If you just go to their website, it's $26.95. So, I mean, with the updates that they just brought and everything, I don't know.
yeah, I mean, it's not a bad price. I'm not saying I wouldn't pay for it. I think I was just shocked because the last 3 or 4 or 5 times that I've downloaded it's been $5 or whatever, and I knew
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be $5. I was expecting maybe 20 because I'm pretty sure that's what it was on 360. But like you said, with the big update actually that just came out today, title update 31, which is the biggest update in Minecraft console history. So that's me and my kids were playing that today, and it was just a blast.
Yeah, I like I was telling you earlier, it's just simply amazing. The ocean elements now actually makes the water, so that's all explorable now, that makes it relevant. So it just draws me back in now. Now there's another 1,000 hours gone in my life.
Yeah, I'm not getting in the water without a boat now with the new mobs that they got.
Oh no,
Not happening.
I
You
died
gotta give me a
instantly.
boat. Even though I'm always on a boat. I always Titanic my boat. I can't ever stop in time. I hit the shore and it crashes and I gotta rebuild it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this update is massive. There's new items for creative mode, new blocks, new mobs, new biomes. Like I said, it's the biggest update in console history. There's just so much to do. So if you guys like Minecraft, or if you think you might want to try it, there's never been a better time to do it right now. It's so much fun. It's just great, especially if you have kids. I mean, my son teaches me stuff in Minecraft. He's so good at it. It amazes me.
I have to say this was a big push on what Minecraft needed to do to stay relevant in people's minds for games. So they did really good with this update. I personally I love I'm a huge snow person and I absolutely love the snow biomes and everything, and I love how I can go on top of mountains now and it's snowing, so there's snow actually high up now and everything else, so they changed that. So
Yeah, and going back to what you said with this needing a push, I kind of agree because I've always played Minecraft. You know, I played creative mostly with my kids, but 6, 7 months ago, I got into it real heavy, and I started playing survival with my kids. And once I beat the game, though, I stuck around in Minecraft, and I made an achievement world so that everybody could come in and get all the hard achievements on 360 and on Xbox One. But after that, honestly, I was kind of like, what am I going to do? Like, there's no more. I mean, yeah, I could fight the bad guys over and over, but you can't fight the boss again unless you start a new game. And so it was nice to see this big update because I think it's going to push me into playing it again.
Oh, exactly. I mean, and you're going to need to partner up, and we're going to have to do the potions to go undersea and, um, the monuments underseas. So there's just so much. How many biomes is there? Three, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's like 11 or 12 new biomes added. So it's off the chain.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many new blocks.
Oh, yeah.
They added, I believe it was rabbits they added. Rabbit
Yes.
spawns, Endermite spawn eggs, and Guardian spawn eggs. I just read it there. So yeah, that it's just so much to do. Tim, we're gonna have to get you into Minecraft.
Yeah,
And get you try, even if it's just for the achievements in my achievement world. But you definitely.
I'll try. I mean, you got to teach me. I mean, I went to my nephew's house, and I mean, this is my only. This is what I really know about Minecraft. I know that I remember it coming to 360, and it was huge. Then I remember it charting on MPD like 3 years later. I'm like, what's up with this game? Why is this game still doing it? And then I remember it just blowing up to what it is today. And then I remember the one specific thing I remember is being at my nephew's house, and he showed me his world. And when I tell you that this world was amazing, that he built this, I could not believe how much time he put into it. And he's still so into it. When Microsoft bought Xbox bought Minecraft. I had a talk. He says Microsoft's bringing guns to they're gonna ruin it. I mean, he was so passionate about it. He says Microsoft's gonna ruin everything. They're gonna bring guns to Minecraft and this and that. So he's a real passionate fan. But the world and the creativity is just off the charts. I mean, I was that impressed. So it's definitely something I would like to try. I mean, we've been playing Ark, and to me, I'm hooked. So I'd like to be hooked. So I know Minecraft is something that I should try, to be honest, and try to get hooked. Because you guys love it. It's like your life.
Yeah, and for people, let's say like you and Gunstar, who maybe have tried it or seen it or don't really like it, creative mode is what I would suggest, especially with all the new updates. You can literally just do anything you want. And the world is huge. I mean, you can go anywhere. You can just go for days. You could run like Forrest Gump if you want to. There's just so much to do.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
What would be the thing that would elevate Minecraft? What is the next step you find for this game? Is it just updates constantly like they're doing? Or is it something that you want that's not there or that you always wished for, whether it be cloud compute or something of that nature?
For me personally, I really enjoy survival, but it comes to a point where once you kill the Ender Dragon and there's no boss to work for, because the whole time you have to find his secret base and you have to kill certain enemies to be able to make things to be able to get there. And once that's done, survival really is only good for going to cut down stuff and using your tools and having to get new tools and watching out for the occasional bad guy. I don't know if they can incorporate like maybe a new story, like not necessarily a new story mode, but like a new objective, like to where you got to go do something else. Because for me, I get bored after, I get bored after 50 hours. I know it's a long time, but for me, I need like some more people to fight, I guess, a new objective to go and do, because once I don't get pointed into a direction, I kind of just get bored. Like
you always build to that. You're always building for that.
Yeah,
like the way we have to tame an Ark dinosaur. We have to find these. What are they called? The Neko berries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like prizes. But yeah, it's I agree. I could see that. It's a good idea.
Yeah, so like, and that's how achievements are for me. Always working for something.
Hmm.
If if I'm not getting rewarded for what I'm working for, then there's no point in me playing the game for me personally. Now I do love creative mode because I love building stuff. I'm a commercial carpenter, so I just I just love building everything. So that's fun, but again, that's only fun to an extent. Like my kids could literally play it all day. So I guess different strokes for different folks, right? I mean, it could be perfect for other people. I know Doc plays a lot. What do you think? What could they add for you?
Well, definitely more in-game content, because I mean, I can spend, like you said, 50 hours building up my fort, house, everything, the mine shafts, all that stuff. Wonderful. But once I kill the boss, it's kind of like, okay, where do I go from here? What I think should happen, is so you have the Ender Dragon. Okay, that's cool. You get special rewards from that, but you need that for another high-level boss, which an area. So basically what I think should happen is, it progresses from there. That forces you to move out of that whole base that you just spent all that time working on to be able to kill the Ender to a whole nother area, clear across the map, and start with, different things, new technology, different resources. I want to see them add oil so I can create stuff, modernize it, just different things. Don't add guns and crazy stuff like that.
No,
But
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely not.
but no, like, more
Why?
power
Why is that
elements, use the
that?
water for power to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah,
completely agree.
No
We
comments.
both need something to work towards.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we're not saying it's a bad game. I mean, we both
no,
love it, but if they could do that, and I don't know, maybe it's in the works, maybe it's not. Who knows? I don't know what they're doing, but
yeah. Way it is, I mean, it's good the way it is because how many people never get to the Ender?
oh yeah, it's a
It's
process.
yeah, it's a process.
But luckily, I have an achievement world, so you can just come on in, get the achievements.
That's right.
That's right. That's what
That's what I
Gunstar
did.
did. He just
That's
came
what I
in.
did.
I've had a few people come in there and just get the achievements.
Just
Um,
came in extra.
yeah, I still got to get Southbound in there. He's been asking me, and when I went to invite him, his nephew, I think he said, he took the game back, so I still got to get him through there.
But now
So
you
what
guys
about
are.
Minecraft Story Mode?
Minecraft Story Mode just came out on Windows 10
Mhm.
yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
So now the Minecraft Story Mode that they had, which is a Telltale game that they had on Xbox One, you can now play it on the computer on Windows 10. So I'm gonna definitely double up on achievements, me personally.
So how does it
Yeah.
work as a Telltale game? That's what I'm. You still building stuff, or is it just kind of just
It's basically like
driven?
any other Telltale game. There's a story you progress through. You don't build stuff. I mean, you smash A or you hold X and it'll do the little animation to build stuff, but you don't really get cut loose and you can go off and build stuff.
Yeah.
There's a strict storyline that it follows. Um, 3 episodes have been out so far, and episode 4 actually comes out next week on December 22nd.
I'm looking forward to doing the 2, 3, and 4 this holiday season. I got the hard disk as a Black Friday gift, and so uh, once my semester's over here next week, I'm ready to play games for a month straight. So
Yeah, I still haven't played it yet. I've watched my kids play it. They've played all the episodes, but my backlog is just ridiculous. I need to push out a bunch of easy games like that and try to. I actually had a goal to get to 300,000 gamer score before the end of the year, and man, I was looking good back in August. Come September, the Taken King comes out. Boy, there went my life. There went my achievements. So I need to play the Minecraft story mode, push out some of these easy achievements.
nice. Yeah, that's definitely the backlog is insane this holiday season because of the greatest games lineup, and I mean, so many games to actually for all the gamers, and I'm dumbfounded at the lineup. So
Yeah. Speaking of backlog and all the games that are coming out, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I got Sony on the Xbox alone. I couldn't imagine playing on PS4 and on Wii U, and trying to balance playing games on all consoles. There's no way. I would be drowning in games.
I'm already drowning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's bad.
Well, just by playing on PC, I mean, with my Steam and everything else backlog, it's ridiculous. I just can't stop playing, you know? It's like, what do I play? I sit sometimes for a half hour and I just give up because I'm like, I don't know what to play.
Yep, same here. I'll look at a game and I know this is terrible, but I'll look at a game and I'll be like, nope, that game's achievements are too hard. It takes 40 hours to play. No, I don't really want to play that because that's too easy. It only takes a couple hours. Oh, well, this game I need to follow a guide for, so I don't really want to play this game right now. And then I'm just like, forget it. I don't want to play anything. And then I don't play.
And he plays Destiny.
And then I play Destiny. No, I'm backing off of Destiny. Destiny's kind of in a. I'm kind
Oh,
of
don't
done.
get me started on Destiny.
Yeah, I still love the game, and I've spent, I don't know, 2,200 hours playing the game. But the direction that they're moving in and some of the stuff that they're doing, the Taken King was phenomenal. It was a step in the right direction. And then ever since, they've literally just backpedaled. They've backpedaled with bringing out year one content, new weapons from year one, gear from year one. And people were just so excited for it. And I'm like, no, this is not exciting. This is old stuff. We're trying to get past this and bring out new gear, new weapons, and move the game forward. I don't want old content that I've already used. I'm paying for new content. Let's keep it coming. Like, don't backpedal and don't be lazy. It's not flying with me.
So
Well-
they're just giving out the year one content to people instead of them earning it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're rehashing.
Yeah,
basically.
they're rehashing it.
So-
Okay.
Yeah, unlike,
So the drops
popular.
are just resetting. In a
Well,
way.
basically, they're killing off their fan base. That's all that's happening, in my personal opinion. Because, like, with World of Warcraft, what made it so popular is the end game content. You worked for it, you got it, and then guess what? The next expansion, there was a whole new set for you to work towards, and that's the problem. There's nothing for me to work towards anymore. There's no new gear to make me excited. So, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so basically what I mean by bringing year one weapons is year one weapons, they have a light level of 170. The new weapons can have a light level of 320.
Okay.
So you can't use an old year one weapon and be relevant and do the new raid because your light level would be too low. So what they're doing is they're bumping up year one weapons to the new light level so that you can use those in PvP or PvE. And like that's what I'm saying. Like if you can bring back 11 old weapons, why can't you just make a couple new weapons real quick? Like we don't need the Taken King size DLC to make us happy.
I think it's fine bumping them up. It's just also need to bring in new weapons because I mean that way the newcomers can actually be able to play stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I don't know. Me personally, I've played those guns for a year. Like I don't want to use them no more.
Yeah.
Because
Well, that's what I'm saying. The new people that's not played it before, they can still play these weapons, but they should be able to use them.
true, yeah.
But
I
people
see.
that been playing the game for a while, they still need new weapons. So it's kind of half and half, the way I see it.
Yeah, and so another thing that they're doing, they started microtransactions, which I'm okay with to an extent. I don't mind cosmetic items that absolutely have nothing to do with helping you in the game. If you want a shader, and it could be for any game, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, if you want to spend $2 on spending, to buy a shader, then fine. Like that doesn't help you defeat anybody. But now they're starting to you can pay for progression, which is, it's not quite a step over the line for me, but it's real close. And I feel like by next year, it's going to be a pay to win game.
Just microtransactions.
Yeah, because the microtransactions you can pay, I believe it was $25, and they'll max out a subclass for you, and put you at level 25, straight out of the gate. And it's just
I
not
think
sitting
that's
well with
annoying.
me. Yeah,
I can understand.
That's
Because
bad.
you guys put in all your hours and basically it's just at a cost of $50, and somebody could just jump in, and I can understand where people are going there. I can understand why people don't want that. They better not do that though. I think next year they're gonna have a new game. To be honest, so there won't be. But yeah, I know you're very turned off, and I can see why.
Yeah, and it doesn't even make any sense, honestly, because max level is 40. And honestly, the game starts at level 40, just like any other MMO style game. You get to level 40 and you start building up your light level so that you can do raids and hard raids in this. And to pay $25 to get bumped up to level 25 it does nothing for you. It takes out maybe 6 hours of gameplay, 7 hours of gameplay to get to level 25. It's a completely waste of money, honestly, and it just shows how lazy that Bungie is being. And I think they got a taste of microtransactions because you could buy dance moves in the game. And so I think they got a taste of microtransactions and how much money they can make. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Destiny 2 is free to play and everything in the game is microtransactions, like Neverwinter or something.
If that happened, forget about it.
I mean, look at the direction they're going. Like, I don't want to sit here and bore everybody with Destiny, but
No, this is actually very interesting. If they go free to play, it will be a disaster. If they do that, that's bad level. So, but what you're essentially saying, it looks to me, an outsider looking in, it looks to me like they're going to give you a full game next year where you can build up your time, and then as the years pass, they're going to just get the casuals at the end with the pay to win. That's what they're going to do. That's their model. So you'll probably be happy next year, but in the end, they'll always dub down to that microtransaction, and they probably will they'll make money that way. It's basically their model. But if they went strictly free to play, they'd have a problem, I would think.
well, and here's why I think that they will. So a couple months ago, they introduced the silver, which is the microtransactions. You buy silver in game, and you can buy dance moves. And there's a couple other things you can buy. They said that the money used in the microtransactions will pay for the DLC for the rest of the year, so we won't actually have to pay for the DLC that they release until September. This is why I think they're going to use microtransactions to start funding the game, period, and why it may go free to play. Maybe they won't. That just seems to be, if you tell me spend all this money on dance moves and that's going to fund us to where you don't have to pay for DLC and it's free for everybody, then obviously they're counting on the microtransactions, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of poop, tell us about Ark.
Oh boy, Ark, man, Ark Survival Evolved. Shout out to JCur69 on Twitter. He actually gave us a copy to play, and we're going to be streaming it, and so that was nice of him. So I just want to thank him for doing that for us. But Ark is, for lack of better words, it's a cave-style survival game. There's dinosaurs everywhere. You get a hunt, you get a craft, and like you said, there's even pooping. So I guess you could say it's a big boy Minecraft because it's basically a survival game. And
I like calling it poop. I was just
no, I know. I'm just saying, like, trust me, there's all kinds of pooping in that game. Right, Tim?
Yeah, I thought it was a rock, and it was
you ate
south. It was south. Yeah, it was a bad experience. But that game, we're gonna go play it after this probably is done. After we're done with this, because that game has me on a hold. I'm level 9, and I'm just worried right now that my server progress is saved. If it is, I'm just start cutting down trees and fishing. It's really it has me. So, and I'm like, that's completely right out of left field, where where I'm this into a game. But it's just something about it. It's fun. The dinosaurs are, it's a lot to it, and people might attack it for its graphics or the way it runs right now, but it's right now it's in an early state. And maybe they should just play the game instead of like going crazy over stupid stuff. Like just play the game because it's honestly it's a huge surprise to me. So maybe I'm just morphing into this type of gamer right now, but I actually think I'm going to be playing a lot of Ark in the future.
Yeah, and I mean, for people who don't know, it came out this week on Xbox One via the game preview. It is $35, but it has been out on PC. I'm not quite sure how long. I don't know if it's been like a year or if it came out this year, but they have 2.5 million people playing on PC.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good.
That number like
and
shot right out to me too. When I heard, it, I was like, "What?"
yeah, there's tons, and I mean, and we're fighting for servers on Xbox
Yeah.
One. I mean, there's just tons of people that seem to be playing this game, and I mean, it's great. Last night I was trying to tame my first dinosaur, and it did not go very well. I got him three-fourths of the way tamed to where he could be mine, and these little chompy or compy dinosaurs that run in packs of four just attacked me out of nowhere, killed me. I go back to my body to try to take my inventory back, and somebody had already beat me to it. So not only did my dinosaur wake up and said,
You're like
"No,
they
you can't
jacked
have
it.
me," they took my slingshot, they took my pickaxe, all my narco berries that you have to use, and I just wanted to bang my head against the wall. But it's so much fun.
It is because I remember this. It's like reliving it. I remember last night. It was like 3 in the morning. You're like, you got any narco Paris? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. It was like, start heading over there because I'm gonna get jacked. They're gonna jack my body because basically you died and you knew somebody was gonna get it. And sure enough, you lost it. And I died on the way. I passed the arc where at night don't go by the arc because there is snakes. There is all types of uh, bees or what those
Those
stupid.
mosquitoes are
Oh,
terrible.
I just want to punch them. They're like level 60. It's like you can't it's just honestly I'm gonna play after this. I'm into it. But yeah, it was a fun night last night.
Yeah, last night, me, you, and Az, we finally built. We finally got together after a half an hour searching because you don't have a map. Well, you have a map, but there's no compass that says, "Hey, you're going north," or "You're in this location." So you literally have to say, "Hey, Tim, I'm over here by such and such landmark," and you have to navigate through the woods, through the ravines, through the water, wherever you're going, and try to meet up with your teammates. And we did that for half an hour, 45 minutes or longer, and we would get close to each other in the same area, and then one of us would die.
Yeah.
And when you die, you have to spawn in a random location. So now you're in a completely different area, and now you got to go back over. And it sounds tedious, and it sounds like, oh, this is so hard, but it is so much fun. Because like last night, Tim was like, "Hey, are you by a Sasquatch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's not the right one though." And so,
You're like,
it,
well, it won't render across the across the lake.
yeah, it's so much fun. I know Doc played it on PC.
Yeah, I enjoyed it on PC. I have many hours. I mean, my first night, I'll never forget it playing it. I was like, what the heck? It was dark. I'm walking. I'm like, ooh, I can't see. I can't see. I'm hitting something. All of a sudden, scrunch. I'm like, what the heck was it? And I got killed by a dinosaur. I was punching a dinosaur's leg. I thought it was a tree. Um, and then I was
Oh my
I
God.
respawned, and then was it some bird raptor things attacked me, died that way. Tried to swim across the way, died by a fish. Uh, Went to a field. I was like, oh, wide open. I can see everything. And then those little tiny dinosaurs that jump, they attacked me and killed me. So I was like, man, I died a lot.
Yeah, and we're playing in the easy zone. Um, and there's not very many aggressive dinosaurs. Most of them you have to punch and then they'll attack you. But the ones that are aggressive, I can think of about five or so. And they are just mean. The monkeys, they are so cute and fuzzy and adorable, but don't look them in the eyes, people. They are vicious. The the Sasquatches and the mosquitoes and the spitters I don't know what the name of those
Yeah.
dinosaurs are, but they
I hate
spit
the
at you and you can't
Dilophosaurs,
see.
Dilophosis,
Yeah,
something.
yeah, you can't see. So, man, it's just so much fun. And the first time I played it, I literally died like every 5 minutes. It was, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. It was like, oh, you're cold, you're freezing to death, dead. Oh, you don't have no food, dead. Oh, you just got ran over by a triceratops, dead. I was hungry and I was like trying to figure out how to get food other than berries. So I ran out into the water and I punched a little fish in the face. And then out of nowhere came this huge shark, whale, dinosaur monster thing and just beat the living crap out of me. It's
Well,
it's
that's
so
what's
much.
great about the game too. Is like you could see them adding animals and saber-toothed tigers, and it has a lot of potential. Put it that way.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
it's, I would, if you want to try a game and get into a game and give a game a shot, this is a game that I would spend $35 because when it becomes official, I'm pretty sure you don't have to pay again. You own the game now. Um, you might have to deal with the little issues here and there in the beginning, but it is honestly, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah,
It,
because you don't pay for the price once it goes up, once it
Yeah.
actually launches, once it's out of this program. So, yeah, get it while it's low and good.
yeah, and people just got to remember. I mean, it is in-game preview. Um, and I'm happy that it is because I don't want to, after playing it the last few days, I don't want to wait 6 months for it to come out. I want to play it now. And yeah, there may be some bugs or rendering issues or whatever may happen, but it's in game preview. It's only $35. I mean, and it's a blast. It's if you like survival games, it's top notch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, we definitely got to get you in there. There's a lot of pooping. There's a lot of Tim eating them.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't throw it at people like real cavemen. Just pick it up
You
and throw it at
probably could,
somebody.
and you're probably going to be able to.
Well, hopefully after the first of the year, I'll be able to get it. I asked for gift cards for Christmas so I can buy it. So I want to get on there and play with you guys.
Yep,
Definitely.
definitely. I mean, it's going to be a blast. And I'm doing the same thing as you. I'm not buying anything else for myself game wise. That's why I haven't got an Elite controller or a console yet. I'm getting the kids done, making sure they have a fantastic Christmas and the rest of my family. And then at the beginning of the year, after the holidays, I'll start getting stuff for me again. What we can talk about though is game of the year.
Yes.
Uh, Tim, I know you're on, like you mentioned at the beginning, 15,000 podcasts. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to commit
Yeah, I'll
to
lay
these,
back.
that's fine.
I'll lay
Yes,
back on this.
absolutely fine. Um, so I don't know. We'll just talk about our game of the year. Throw out, I don't know, our top five if we have it, honorable mentions, whatever you guys want to do. Um, I think we can. Gunstar, you want to start us off? Give us your.
So you want to start at 5 and everybody just go around
That's
there?
what I'm going to do. I'm going to start at five, work my way up.
All right. Well, I got a weird list because I hadn't played. I didn't want to say anything that I hadn't played because I mean, obviously there's a lot of good games out there. So my number 5 is Guitar Hero Live.
Oh, you really like that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. I missed the music games, and I thought the new guitar it was fun to play. I mean, I'm not good at it, but I really really enjoyed it. The live setup was uh, I really liked it a lot.
I played that game, and I loved the setup. I loved what they were doing with it. Personally, I couldn't get into the guitar. I'm not smart enough to play it, I guess, because I was having all kinds of issues. But it's definitely a good choice.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the guitar is tough. I still hadn't really got really really get into it, but I'm getting there, I think.
And what's number four?
Oh, I thought the next person's gonna do their 5. We just
Oh,
come back
we
around.
can. I don't care. Doc, what's your number five? You got a number five?
It's actually Fallout 4 for me, is my number 5. I know people may be like, oh my god, but to me, there's a lot more quality games beyond that. But Fallout was a very decent game. Uh, for it. The world was massive. Loved the dog. Just it's a good game. So they did really good. So but that made 5. So it was a tough choice for me this year on my list.
I agree. My list is, I was struggling with this list, to be honest. Um, I can see how Fallout 4 is up there for a bunch of people. I honestly didn't get to play it, but more than maybe 5 hours. So I couldn't put it on my list because I couldn't talk about the things that I liked about it. I know it's going to be a great game, and I know it probably would have been in my top 5. I just, like Gunstar said, I don't want to put something on my list that I didn't put quite a few hours into. So my number 5, and everybody sit down because it's not an Xbox game, is Super Mario Maker for the Wii U.
Hey, that's good.
So much fun playing with my wife, playing with my kids, having my kids say, "Dad, come play this level that I made," and me doing the same thing to them, and just it was a phenomenal game for me. It was fun to play this year.
So what's your number 4 there, Gunster?
Number 4, I have Star Wars Battlefront.
Another great game.
Yes. I really enjoyed the multiplayer from the EA Frostbite engine. So I obviously like all the Battlefields, and this is just a new take on Battlefield to me.
Yeah, and I have to call you out on this. I love you. You're my brother. But I knew you were gonna. I had a feeling you were gonna say Star Wars Battlefront. And I know it's because you like Battlefield. Because how many Star Wars movies have you seen, Gunstar?
0.
Uh huh.
Oh,
See?
wow.
So there you heard it. It's he likes the Star Wars Battlefront because of Battlefield. Sorry,
right.
I had to call you out on it. I love you.
Oh, that's fine. I'm actually trying to get into watching the movie sometime, but I hadn't. It's hard to get them because they're not on Netflix and all that other stuff. So I probably have to borrow somebody's stuff.
I got you.
Sure.
I'll send them to you. All right, Doc. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Life is Strange. I absolutely love the story in it. Um, uh, you guys actually turned me on to it from the Twitter fan base, and um, Ibarra did too. He highly recommended it, so I fell in love with it. Amazing story. They just did just terrific. I absolutely loved how it was told. Totally different than like a Telltale games. So I really enjoyed it. Was able to make an emotional connection with it.
Yeah, I really love that game. With my backlog though, it got pushed back, so I'm still a couple episodes behind. So I don't know another reason why that wouldn't have been on my list because I haven't finished it. So, but I like the direction that it was going. My number 4 is Halo 5. It's no secret that I'm not a huge Halo fan, but I enjoy it, and so that's why it's number 4 and not 1 or 2. I enjoyed what they did with Warzone. I enjoyed playing with my friends, and the campaign was just a lot of fun for me. I had fun playing it, and that's really all I can say about Halo 5.
Yeah, it's a good game because you can. You get a huge squad of people instead of just let me grab a couple of friends.
Yeah, 12 people for Warzone.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun, and I enjoyed. It's just that basic for me, I guess. It was just a lot of fun.
And it also came out with all the big group of big name games, so it kind of got lost in the crowd.
Yeah, a lot. I think a lot of things got lost in the crowd this year. Unfortunately, so much stuff coming out.
Which is weird to say about Halo, but so my number 3 is Life is Strange as well.
Nice.
Nice.
I thought it was really having kind of like the Telltale type game, but it threw a different the backtracking, the time and all that. It kind of threw a different twist in the whole storytelling way, and I just thought that was really good.
Yeah, it's always fun. For me, I like to backtrack, to rewind, and just pick different answers, just to kind of see like what would have happened if I'd have picked this one. Instead of having to replay the whole game over, you can just rewind it and pick it, and and go on about your business. So I thought that was a pretty cool aspect.
You're
Very
just
much
messing
so.
up time. Just messing time up.
Messing with them butterflies, stepping on butterflies.
Well, my number 3 is Ori. I absolutely loved Ori. So, that was for me this year. So
Yeah, I love that game.
that is,
It's
I mean,
beautiful.
exactly. It's just beautiful, fresh, original. So, um, I I don't know what else to say by it, but you got to play it. You're doing yourself a disservice if you haven't at least gave it some time.
I agree. It's definitely a must to play. Definitely. My number 3, and I had a couple other games on my list, and I taken them off, and I put this one on, and then I took it back off because it's Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and I kind of had I wanted it. I mean, I love Gears of War. I'm a huge Gears of War fan, but with it being a remake, I was like, should I really put it up there? But at the end of the day, I was like, I had a lot of fun with it. I love Gears, and I love everything about it. So with it being the Ultimate Edition, I feel that it deserves to be in my top 5. I mean, it's Gears of War. It's freaking Gears of War. So,
Yeah, yeah. Gears of War was good. I mean, you and I had this talk, and yeah, I got to play through the first one for the first time with this, and wow, it was truly a treat.
All right, so my number 2 is Rise of the Tomb Raider.
nice.
I haven't played uh, a good amount of hours in it, unfortunately, but I can just tell that it's still got that same feel and more beautiful than the first remake a couple of years back. And I just loved that
Nice.
game years back. But it probably would have probably gotten my top 1, but well, top 1, number 1. But I hadn't played enough of it to throw it out there.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Most definitely. Well, my number 2 probably will not come as a surprise to anyone, but Halo 5. Um, the best multiplayer I have ever played in a first person shooter to me, and of the series. So they did an absolutely amazing job. And I mean, you can't beat the value. Free maps. Come on. Free content for the life of the thing right now. So it's just they've done an amazing job. They're taking care of the Halo fans, and I really enjoyed it. And I understand people are gonna be like, "Oh my god," but enjoy the new direction. It's a fresh start, so it's rolling.
And I'm glad you said that because you get that with any series. Not to jump off topic of our game of the year, but I feel like this should be said. A lot of people, if it's Gears of War fans, if it's Mass Effect fans, Halo fans, it doesn't matter. Gears of War 3, Halo 5, they're not going to be the same as the original. They're all going to go in a different direction. And as fans, I feel like I'm not saying shut up and appreciate what they put out, but I feel like just respect the direction the game is going because if you want to play Halo 1, go play Halo 1. And I'm not trying to sound rude, but I feel like each game has to go in a different direction or it's just going to get stale, honestly. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, no, most definitely. I hear you.
Well, if you look at Madden, everybody complains about Madden being the same thing every year. I mean,
Well,
that's
it's the
what.
same glitches every
Yeah.
year too.
Oh, you got Doc started. Oh,
I'll stop. But
no,
yeah, the same
no, you're
glitches
good.
every.
I mean, this is great.
Yeah, they. I mean, seriously, you should not be able to run through when I'm trying to kick a field goal and stand there and then. Yeah,
No leaping call
yeah, no
with your
leaping
ball
call.
deflated.
Yeah, right.
All right. So my number 2 is Ori and the Blind Forest. Um, it's one of those games that it had me from the moment I started. I laughed. I almost cried. It pulls at your heartstrings. It's a beautiful game. The music was great. I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about Ori and the Blind Forest. And if my number 1 game wouldn't have came out, Ori and the Blind Forest would have been my game of the year, hands down. All
All
right,
right.
drum roll.
Dun
Time
dun
to
dun
Sorry.
dun dun dun
time to
dun
make
dun dun.
everybody angry. My number 1 is Gears of War Remastered.
Boom.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
which is probably not the conventional that everybody else would think. But it's always been my favorite game, Gears of War. To be able to play it again, I mean, the first game as like kind of my first multiplayer game in a way, and to go back and play it again with all my friends and have all those memories again. It just I lost a lot of hours in playing it all over.
Yeah, and I agree because, um, I mean, we actually met playing Gears of War 3.
Yeah.
And so that brought back a lot of memories. And,
Well, Gears of War 1, not 3.
sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. And, it is a remaster, but, it's a great game. It's a great series. I'm a big Gears of War fan, but man, you are above and beyond Gears of War fan to me. You got seriously on all the games, which I have not done. You probably have as much hours in Gears of War as I do in Destiny, and so I knew that Gears of War was going to be your number one. I just knew it. And Gears of War 4 will be your number one next year. I'm just calling it now.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah. All right, drum roll for Doc. What you got?
Oh, I don't know. It's one of those. What's that song?
Uh
Oh.
oh.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Oh, it shall rise. I shall rise out of the ashes and become stronger than ever. They made her such a powerful woman. Oh man, they did an amazing job with her. The whole world was just beautiful. Um, she's a strong character. I love the direction that they took her in. So, Tomb Raider is hands down my game of the year. Every gamer should get it. I mean, it's going on sale again this coming week. So, it's. I'm just excited for it.
Yep,
For everyone.
I mean, it's great. It's actually my number one is Rise of the Tomb Raider as well. It's everything you said and more. I mean, the game is beautiful. I had fun playing the game. There's just so much. I mean, the world was big. There was just so much running around that you could do. Collectibles you could go get, and it was all just great for me because I enjoy the collectibles and I enjoy the optional tomb, the challenge tombs that they had, and it was just very, very well done. I feel like it was a sleeper this year. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people didn't get it or didn't give it a chance or going by reviews. Like I hate reviews, to be honest. And hopefully with Christmas time, more and more people will get this game and they'll just see how amazing it was.
Well, exactly. And I mean, I think it's going to have some legs to go through the holidays. Just about the spot it was in, because maybe they bought one of the titles or they bought two. But, you can only stretch cash so far. So, they may be working towards it. But it's definitely, ones that Xbox One owners should treat themselves to. Don't miss out on this opportunity.
Yeah, and maybe I'm biased because this was my game of the year, but I feel like it was snubbed because it wasn't at the Game Awards. It wasn't even nominated, right?
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah, no, it was snubbed, 100%.
So I'm just gonna say this, and I stay away from the console wars. I stay away from all the drama. I'm a gamer. I love playing games. Like Southbound says, I stay in my own lane, man. I do me. I play games and I have fun. And I feel like a lot of people forget about that. But anyways, I feel like Rise of the Tomb Raider, and this may be bold, but when it comes out on PS4 next year, I'm saying that it might be Game of the Year for the simple fact of the fan bias and how they are. That's all I'm going to say about it. And that's just my prediction for next year.
Such a good game. I mean,
Well-
I was playing it. I'm like, just remember I hit that spot where it says, I don't want to give away a spoiler, but I hit a spot where you could only go further, or you could still go back, where you could fast travel, and I really, I went to finish the game, but it's so good that I wanted to go back, and I'm going to play it again. I mean, it was just, I usually just play a game one through. But that game, I think everyone has to try that game because it was so good. The people are complaining about the voice act. I mean, what? I don't. Everything was interesting. Everything was good. Everything was. It was a female lead. You know, I
A
thought that
strong
people.
female.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand
He
how
woke
like.
up the sleeping giant.
Oh no, I get you, Tim, because I mean, I read the stuff, you know. I don't like to get in the middle of the stuff, but you know, people are upset because Square and Crystal, you know, came from the other platform for many years where she got her legs, you know. But you know, Microsoft gave the chance, you know, for another one to be built, you know, and oh man, they did an amazing job. It's just, jeez, they've taken the series in an amazing direction. So people can hate all they want and everything else, but you know what? They're hurting themselves in the end because it's just an absolutely beautiful game. So I mean, I couldn't. What was it? 2 days in a row, I could not stop playing it. I mean, I even skipped class so I could play the dang game. And I was like, I was playing. I'm like, I gotta leave. I gotta leave. Nope, screw it. I'm just gonna stay and play all night. You know? Yeah, it's just good.
Yeah. Now, I was listening to you before we started recording tonight on Xbox Uncut, Tim, and you were mentioning that you usually don't get DLC for games.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you would get DLC because Tomb Raider was just so good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Yabba Haba, whatever, going after they already they teased that the witch lady. So yeah, I'm going for that. It looks like it's going to take a different take. The graphics, the engine, I mean, just wow. I can't believe that it's just nobody's recognizing it. It's so like scenic, and you could look up, and you have to go all the way up, and you managed to do it. There were points in the game where I looked across, and my field of vision, I'm like, I got to get to that, and I actually went and got to that. You know, every second of it, and lived it. It was that big, the game.
No, now I do have some honorable mentions that I want to throw out there because these games may have made my top 5, but I felt like since I haven't either finished them or put in enough time that I couldn't talk enough about them, but I did want to mention them, and that's Star Wars Battlefront, Just Cause 3, Rainbow Six Siege, and Fallout 4. I've put in a little bit of time. I'm trying to balance between all these games, and I've had fun for the little bit of those that I did play. So definitely good games.
My honorable mention is Skate 4, but they hadn't made it yet.
You know, Skate is a great game. We need to get Rob Deerdeck on board somehow.
I don't know why they hadn't made another one.
I don't know why we don't fund it. I'll help fund it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want Skate 4 just like you. Like, I agree 100%.
That would be my game of the year if it came out.
Oh, it'd be
Well,
my game.
only
I
one
really
was-
want a baseball game. That's my
Yes, baseball. Thank you.
Baseball is like my number one thing. Like
Super
I don't
Mega
think
Baseball.
we're ever getting it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have a baseball game as well.
Well, my honorable mention is Witcher 3. So
I see. That's another game that is in my backlog. Bought it, haven't played it yet.
oh
Nice
my
shots
god,
fired, right there.
I have so many hours poured in that game. But what kills me is no achievements. The achievements are sparse.
Oh, don't get me started on achievements. You know, one thing I hate, and I think we've talked about this before, and we'll probably talk about it every podcast. I absolutely hate games that come out with season passes and DLC that do not have achievements.
Exactly.
It's lazy and it frustrates me. And honestly, I don't even want to play the DLC, to be honest, if there's no achievements. Like, I feel like that goes back, all the way back to the beginning of the podcast where we were talking about Minecraft and I need something to work towards.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, no, I don't only play games for achievements, but it's a nice thing to have and to work towards. And sometimes, if it's DLC, and I just may not play it because it doesn't have achievements. So I feel like, I'm not going to pre-order any more season passes anymore, especially the prices that they are. I'm not spending $35 on a season pass and then not have achievements in my DLC. I just can't do it.
Oh no, I feel you on that. I don't want to throw the money away because, I mean, well, I'll say it, Sunset Overdrive. I loved that game. That was my all-time favorite, you know? And then I started buying all these games, and I literally just went back today and knocked out the DLC for Sunset Overdrive. So it's like, why, you know, and I pay all that money up front. So when I'm doing it, I'm not playing it for 6, 7 months or a year down the road, you know?
Yep.
And
Sunset did a great job.
Oh.
They put out title updates that had achievements that wasn't even DLC.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know, they did it right.
they one of the best games. Any Xbox One owner, that is a staple that has to be in your collection, right up next to Rise.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yeah, you got to have those games. If you own an Xbox One, yeah, you got to have those games.
And you brought up Rise, and that goes back to where I said I hate reviews. Rise got terrible reviews, and
The game's amazing.
the game is amazing. And you know, people get lost up in numbers. Oh, it's not 60 frames per second. It's not 1080p. Rise, I believe, was 900,
Yep.
give or take, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it
was
was so
beautiful.
good. So good.
Yeah.
Great.
It looks better than Fallout 3. Oh, no. Shit.
Well,
That's
well,
F3.
I mean, it's so good. For Rise, I mean, you can get the Legendary Edition all the way up until Christmas time for $15 at Toys R Us right now.
There's no reason not to go get that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, come on, like seriously. So I don't know. I mean, I want them to create Rise 2, but I know they're working on that rock climbing game for the Rift. So the
Yeah.
Oculus
Yeah,
Rift.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to come out.
That actually is pretty good, but
We
Yeah.
talked about Rise in the last episode, and Justin Roby was on the podcast, and he was telling us that still today, all the Easter eggs in Rise still have not been found.
wow.
So
That's crazy.
he said if you want to know where they are, send him a check for $1,000, and he'll let you know where they're at.
Man, it's just, oh man, it's, well, the Roman time period is one of my all-time favorites. So, yeah,
It was a
Need
goodie.
more.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was. I felt like it was definitely a point and a half off for what it should have been. It was too low. It should have reviewed better. But people were looking to take down that game because it was Microsoft and they wanted it to fail.
Yep.
So
it was a launch game. That's what they always do. So,
yeah, but it was honestly it is one of the best titles on. Graphically, it's just to look at it is just it's still.
gorgeous.
I think it's my number one still.
It's amazing.
I think that's
Yeah.
going to be broken
And
with
that's the
Quantum
launch
Break
title.
though.
That's crazy.
Oh man, Quantum. Well, if you're gonna get into Quantum Break real quick,
Well, let's go ahead. What are you guys looking for 2016?
Quantum Break.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seriously, why you haven't seen me on Xbox is I've been on the original Xbox playing through the Max Payne series
Oh,
again.
it's so good.
So I love them because I love Remedy. They just do stories so well. Oh man, so you know Quantum Break's gonna be off the chain. So
Yeah, deep game too.
deep, yes.
Yeah, turning on TVs in a room, some
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like I always remember in Alan Wake turning the TVs on and those things come on and those ads and you're just like, wow.
Exactly.
You know, speaking of games we're looking forward to next year, since we are so close, I'm looking for Crackdown 3. I
Oh,
can't wait
yeah.
to collect all the orbs again, assuming that they're going to be there.
Yes.
It's going to be a blast.
Oh man,
Well,
That game.
I think they're gonna launch that multiplayer first. So I think you're gonna be launching against each other. Like I'm assuming to see because they're gonna test the cloud compute out, and that to me is gonna be. Imagine Xbox Live then. It's gonna be fun. Because that's innovation right there, and I can't wait to see that. I really hope it hits too. Like I hope it's like if I'm on Crackdown and you're shooting Beard and you're shooting at the bottom of the building and I'm crumbling down with it and everything's staying, that's a new experience. So I'm hoping that is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And speaking of Crackdown 3, they did you guys see the custom controller that they're going to be doing giveaways for on their website?
Oh my God,
They released
so
it this week.
yes,
Oh, it looks
it
so
Yeah,
good.
they leaked it.
and you can
Showed it.
have they'll put the gamer tag on it. Oh my
Mhm.
God,
Like so,
they need to do a custom
yeah,
console. I'm
because I
sorry.
would shut up and take my money. Like
Yeah.
seriously. And you said custom consoles. That's something else I'm looking forward to in 2016 is we need more custom consoles.
Yeah.
Doc, I know you buy a ton of consoles, and I like buying consoles too. Um, I love custom consoles. Like if we get a Gears of War or a Crackdown console, I'm all in.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they do a Crackdown console, when I press that start button, it better sound like this.
Right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got to be intuitive with it. Give the fans what they want. That's what they did with the Elite controller, and they're listening to us. So they're listening. I want a Crackdown 3 specialty, a Gears of War, a Quantum Break, a Scalebound. That's all. Okay.
Oh,
Answer for
Scalebound.
some.
I
Yeah.
can't. I can't wait for Scalebound.
Yeah.
Um, and I hope we get. Um, this is a shout out to South, and it's also uh, an anticipated game for next year. Is I hope that we get more JJ RPGs because I love RPGs and I love Japanese RPGs. So most people won't get that little joke. South definitely will. So JJ RPGs next year.
That's right. Japanese.
Hey,
So
they just need to put Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon on the backwards compatibility list to hold me over until Scalebound comes out. That's all
you
it was.
know, Blue Dragon. I know.
Oh
I
man.
know Gunstar's wife played the game. I don't know if
So
he got
good.
into the game. I was so excited for that game. I bought a Japanese console, had it shipped over here with Blue Dragon because it came out over there first, and I played the game not knowing what the heck was going on because I couldn't read anything. But I just wanted it that bad, and
That's where I played it first. I was stationed in Japan at the time, and I had to go to the local, well, they're electronic stores, as you want to call them. They're really big, but yeah, it was really nice to get that. And I couldn't read it for a lick, and I had to have my buddy who was Japanese translate it for me while I played. But it was a great game.
yeah. Well, that's basically everything for the show, guys. I don't know if you guys got anything else you want to say. I appreciate you coming, Tim. And
Thank you very much. It was a really good show, good flow. I had a really just hanging out with friends. So thank you for having me.
yeah, and best of luck to you on the Xbox diet. I'm
You
going to be
too.
watching your every move. I'm going to be talking to you every day.
Yep.
And we're going to do this together for our family. And Doc's jumping on board, and anybody else that wants to jump on board.
Most
We're
definitely.
we're here for each other. So anybody that wants to do it, you know, it's the more the merrier.
Sounds great.
All right. So I do have one more thing to say as we're closing. Behind the Beard can now be downloaded on iTunes, Google Play Music Store, Stitcher, our Podomatic website, and of course on YouTube. So there's plenty of ways to listen to our episodes. And we're a new group of guys getting together doing podcasts. None of us have ever done this before except for our guest, Tim Dog, who does it all the time. Um, so we're all learning. It's a learning process for us. We're enjoying what we're doing. We're talking about games. We're talking about our life and just letting the community come into our life and know who we are, what games we play, and what we do. So thank you guys all for coming. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.